Don't give the narcissist more chances. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So this is in reference to you, yes, the person consuming the video. If you've now identified that the person you are thinking about is toxic, maybe even narcissistic, you need to stop giving them chances. You see, what the narcissist wants is for you to continue to leave doors and avenues of communication open to them, essentially allowing them to take more chances from you. And the more that you allow the narcissist to take, the more they will take. And I've said it for years in videos, I'll say it again. What these people want to do is take, and take, and when they're done, that's right, they want to take more. There will never be enough for these people. You could have all the money in the world, you could own your own state, you could have your own time zone or solar system, it won't be enough. They will take anything. There's an old expression in English, give an inch, take a yard, or give an inch, take a mile, whatever it is. Well, that was mentioned or created because a narcissist was abusing somebody. But as the thumbnail mentions, don't give them any more chances. This is when you finally understand who they are. It's when you're getting the wisdom. It's when you're applying the tools. You're learning what gaslighting is. You're learning what stonewalling is. You're learning what verbal abuse is and so much more. And you realize that these people don't change. They wanted you thinking that you could change them. They wanted you thinking that you could fix them. They wanted you thinking that you would elevate them and help them and that they would be there for you in times of need. You now realize that no, they're not going to be anywhere when you need them. However, when they need you, they expect you to be there at a moment's notice. This is why when you were in the relationship, you could never, and I mean never, ever, get your bearings. You were walking on eggshells, you were holding your breath, you were being disrespected, you were not being treated properly, you were being walked in front of 10, 20, 30 yards. The wedding ring, if you were married to the toxic person, was off when you weren't around. They were throwing rage fits at you in cars, or rage fits at you in the morning, or they were sleep depriving you, or parental alienating you, or counter-parenting, not co-parenting. These people are ticking time bombs. They only get worse over time. And that what they want and what they need, and the key word here is need, they need people giving them chances more and more and more. You must remember who you are. You are somebody who is getting the wisdom. You now have been in this cycle. Perhaps even right now you're planning and getting ready to create and develop your exit plan. And you're understanding that, yeah, everything that Andrew says is true because these people don't improve. They do only get more entitled. They do believe that what you have should be theirs. They are envious. They are jealous. They are cowards. They are bullies. They're bottomless pits. And they can never, ever fill the void within them permanently. They can fill it for a short period of time with what is known as supply, and the supply can be filled within them for sometimes a few minutes, sometimes an hour, sometimes on a car ride home from work, sometimes for an evening, maybe a weekend every once in a while, but it's never ever going to be enough. Because think about this, and I've shared it in so many videos recently, think about a battery that needs to be recharged. Well, that is what you were. You were a battery that the narcissist was using to fuel themselves. And when your battery got super low, they didn't say, hey, you know what, take some time off and let me be there for you and help nurse you back to health. And no, they didn't do that. They said, well, deal with it, figure it out. That's your problem. You're weak, you're pathetic. I can't believe I even spent any time with you. They try to throw you under the bus. And they did that more and more and more. And the more they did that, the more punished you were getting. The more punished you were getting, the more you lost your identity to them. The more you lost your identity, the more you became a shell of yourself. And then eventually the narcissist burned you out. Then they entered a new battery into their life or a new fuel source. I don't consider you a battery or a fuel source. I look at you as a beautiful, bright, shining light. That's what I am. You're a beautiful human being. You're full of abundance. You're full of creativity. You're full of originality. And you are full of authenticity. The narcissist has none of those things. The narcissist is a parasite, and they're looking for a host. Graphic example, but no truer words have ever been said. These people want to slither into other people's mind frames. They want to slither into people's lives. They want to steal everything right out from underneath them. And once the narcissist gets close enough to somebody and they realize what they can get from that person, well, then they press on the gas pedal of abuse more and more and more until that person submits, succumbs, keep on giving them more and more chances until that person and the relationship breaks. The narcissist is always looking to break relationships. They're not looking to build relationships. The narcissist is looking to steal. They're not looking to create. The narcissist is looking to copy. They're not looking to be original because they can't be original. Think of what the narcissist is, the person you're considering. Think of how they got what they got, not only from you, but from other people. They copied, they mimicked, they stole, they lied, they cheated. They did whatever they could do to take what other people had earned rightly and justly. This is why these people don't change. This is why these people don't improve. This is why these people, I'm talking about the narcissists, they only deteriorate. So when you stop giving them chances, this is a very important part of the video. When you stop giving them chances, then you start doing your part to help humanity out. You see, this is your journey. It's your life. And if you've identified that the person you're considering is toxic, maybe even narcissistic, well, you need to get away from them as far as you possibly can, as fast as you can. I do understand that not everyone's circumstances are the same, that all of our circumstances are similar yet unique to ourselves. But if you can cut the 4 ties, the emotional, the financial, the physical, and the spiritual tie from this parasite, the sooner the better. And do it as soon as you possibly can when you have the resources to get where you're going, which is as far away from them as you possibly can. I'm going to go back and touch on what I mentioned a moment ago, doing your part. You must remember, we are the collective. There are 8.3 almost billion people on the planet. Populations might take are dwindling, but you may think they're increasing, whatever. Having said that, when you do what you need to do to insulate and protect yourself, then there are one less person of the 8.3 billion that has to know or has to deal with toxicity. I didn't mean no, that has to deal with it. Essentially, what I'm sharing with you is you will get where I am, which is the mountaintop, the pinnacle of indifference. This is where you can see toxicity from 10,000 miles away. It's when you've seen the patterns, when you know what gaslighting is, you know what triangulation is, etc. And you choose to not participate. You don't call people out, you don't blame them, you don't throw them under the bus. You politely remove yourself from communication with them. Never, and I mean never, to talk to them or communicate with them again. That is called doing your part. When you do your part, as I have done my part, that is one less person, the narcissist, whether it's the one you're considering or people you haven't met yet, will have access to. The stronger we, the collective, people like myself and you, the stronger we get, and the more we maintain our boundaries and maintain no contact and pay attention to red flags, trust our instincts and our intuition and see what's in front of us and identify it, because now we've been in the cycle, but we're out. The more we can do that, the stronger we get. The weaker the narcissist collective gets. Now, currently on this planet, you're probably thinking what I'm thinking, yeah, toxicity's everywhere. Well, you would be right, it is. We are playing catch up. The empath is playing catch up. The person who's abused is playing catch up. The person who is getting the wisdom is playing catch up. But once you get to where I am, and it took me quite a while to get to where I am, but I did it, and if I did it, you can do it, then you see the world the way it really is. You don't see the world the way you saw it before you met the parasite. You don't see the world the way they wanted you to see it when they were bleeding you dry of your money, your health, your relationships, and so much more. You see it the way it really is, which is everybody may look the same, meaning we have 2 legs, we walk and talk, and etc., but we are not the same. Were we brought into this life the same way? Of course we were. But just because we look the same doesn't mean we are the same. Now again, I do not wish ill will upon anybody. I'm not going to start now. I never have and I never will, but I will share this with you. When you treat everybody the same as you always have, that's not a good thing. You need to understand some people deserve access to you, other people don't. Other people are toxic, other people are empaths like you are. But there is a big scale of people that are out there. Not everyone is the same, and not everyone is who they appear to be. Many people will claim that they know what they're talking about. Many people will claim that they've been in the cycle. Many people will claim that they've healed, etc. Whatever they've done, I can't tell you. What I can tell you is that you're on your journey. You know the truth. You know what you've done. You know what you're going to do, and you know what you're about to do. And when you stop giving toxicity chances, then you realize that your life is meant for you and those loved and trusted ones around you. Your life is meant to elevate yourself and those loved and trusted ones around you. When you stop giving chances to toxicity, which means you stop giving them money only never to be repaid back. You stop being the sounding board on a Saturday night at 5 o'clock till midnight. You stop giving someone a ride to the airport or to the bus stop when they only use you for car rides. You stop paying for someone's Uber Eats or DoorDash. even though they're never going to pay you back. You stop listening to all their problems, their negativity. When you stop doing all of that, and I'm really suggesting you do so, then you will begin to elevate and ascend, and you will rise higher than the sun, the moon, and the stars. Because as I shared with you earlier, you are what I call a beautiful, bright, shining light. The narcissists try to extinguish you. Every single time you gave them another chance, they were trying to burn you out more and more and more. Every time you turned a blind eye, they were trying to burn you out more and more and more. Every time you loaned them money, every time they threw something at you physically, every time they threw a rage fit at you, every time they slammed a door, every time they left dishes in the sink, every time that they told you they would come home at 7 o'clock, they weren't home till 11, every time they were at seminars for the weekend, when they claimed that they were at seminars for the weekend, but they were holed up with the new supply right down the street from where you lived. All of these things encompassed you being stuck and trapped in a place you didn't know exist. And that is what is known as the narcissistic fog, the trauma bond, the devaluation stage, any and or all three of those. They all encompass one thing, and they are interchangeable. They all encompass toxicity. None of this, and I mean none of this, did you experience before you met the narcissist. You were living your life, doing what you wanted to do, when you wanted to, and how you wanted to. The thing is, you didn't have the wisdom back then. That's why there are three versions of you. Three. The first version of you is the version of you before you knew what narcissism was. The second version of you is the version of you when you were in the narcissistic abusive cycle. And the third version of you is the healed version of you, the galvanized, most strongest version of you known to humankind. This is when you've risen through the ashes like a phoenix, dusted yourself off, put yourself back together against all odds, and healed properly. That is a good thing. Now, did I wish that you went through the narcissistic relationship? Of course not. Truth be told, I wish it didn't exist, and I wish I didn't go through it, but I did, and you did. That's why you're here. That's why you're getting your cup full, and that's why you're coming back each and every day for more and more wisdom, and to make sure that you're on track. You see, each and every video that I create, many of them are similar, but each and every one of them are unique, because as I am growing and changing and elevating and ascending, so are you. So my perspective today on certain things may change tomorrow, may change in the future. One thing I can assure you that will never change is you need to stop giving the narcissist chances. Stop giving them chances. They will pop up and rear their ugly head during the holidays. They will try to claim that they forgot your birthday month. They will claim that they didn't give you a gift for Christmas. They will claim that what happened in the past never happened. They will try to write you an email from about an old smelly sock or shoe or some heirloom or something that they left behind from 20 years ago. These people, they need to be needed. I'm talking about the narcissist. The narcissist also wants to live in people's minds rent-free. When you were in the relationship, you were doing everything and more to help that person out, despite the fact they were trying to destroy your life. Think about what I just shared with you. You were an open book. You have a high level of empathy. You were committed. You were trying to help out your abuser. Your abuser knew this. They were banking on you giving them more chances. They were banking on your empathy not being turned off. They were banking on your bank account continuing to have money deposited in it so they could have access to it and steal it from you. They were banking on you not seeing behind the mask, not figuring out what toxicity is, not knowing what narcissism is, and continuing to give them more and more chances. The reason why the narcissist wants people giving them chances is because the more chances they get, the more opportunities they can take from. The more people that give them chances, the more they can take from. And let's say the narcissist has 10 people on the hook. Truth be told, it's probably more like 20 up to 100. Smaller relationships up to bigger ones, meaning how well they know these people. Because remember, the barista at the coffee shop is supplied for the narcissist. So is the doorman or the bellhop. So is the person they sit next to at work. So is the person they just flipped off on the freeway in traffic. So is the gas station attendant. So is the person they're having lunch with that will be paying for their lunch, and the narcissist will never pay them back. So is their ex-wife or husband. So are their kids or stepkids. Everyone is supplied to the narcissist. But as I'm sharing, when you realize that these people don't change, but what they want is to have other people forget the toxicity of the past or think it wasn't that bad, so the narcissist can rear their ugly head, ask for more chances, not that way, but just kind of say, hey, it's been a while. Maybe we could grab a cup of coffee, or, maybe we could go to that really fancy restaurant that you always wanted to take me to, or whatever it was. Or maybe here's a famous one for you, a classic with the narcissist. Hey, let's go grab that lunch or that dinner. I'm buying. And you're like, wow, they're changing. They have money? This is amazing. I'm in. Let's go. And what happens? You get there, and then they're ordering a little too much food, and you're ordering what you usually would, but they're ordering, and next thing you know, they have 2 to-go bags, and they've ordered half the menu, maybe more. And you're saying, wow, this person really, they've changed. They're doing great. And next thing you know, the bill comes, and they say, oh, forgot my wallet, forgot my purse. I'm so sorry. Could you just grab this one and I'll get you back next time? And then you are scratching your head saying, OMG, I knew it was too good to be true. It was too good to be true is right, because these people don't change, which is why you have to stop giving them chances. That was a very, very simple illustration, real life example, if you will, of how these people do what they do, and they think no one will ever be the wiser. You could not figure it out when you were in it, which is why you were giving them more and more chances, just like myself. When you close the ATM down, you block them, delete them, remove them and all flying monkeys and people associated with them. You have a small footprint, you get off the radar, you cut anyone who is 1, 2, 3 steps away from the toxic parasite, and you really understand how humanity works, how narcissism works, how an empath lives, and how this has changed your life forever. When you wrap your head around that, then you will say to yourself exactly what I say. How did I get in that relationship? How did I stay in it? How did I make it out? How did I get to where I am? Well, I will tell you the answer to all that. It's all because of you. You are not supply. You are not a person giving anyone else more chances. You are the beautiful, bright, shining light. You need to believe in yourself the way I believe in you. You need to understand that where you have been, you're never going again. Where other people are trapped, I am sorry to say this, but they're going to have to figure it out and figure out how to break out of it, just like I did and just like you did. You can't save anyone. You can only save yourselves. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And that's what happened with me, and that's why I am a student and a teacher. Truth be told, and I've said this in a few videos recently, I am more of a student than a teacher, but at what I do, I'm an excellent teacher because I lived in the cycle. I know what it's like. I have a high level of empathy. I broke the ties. I broke the trauma bond. I broke the 4 connections. I healed and healed properly, and I can help you do that too, but you need to want it, and you need to stop giving the narcissist chances. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. I'll talk to you tomorrow. And a few quick things. One, I have some sessions opening up so anybody who was interested in a one-on-one session directly with me, drop an email at narcdailyvideos@gmail.com. That is narcdailyvideos@gmail.com. The email is in the description of this video that you're watching. And the next thing, which is so important, we are in the holiday season, a couple days away from Thanksgiving. The holiday hoovers are flush all over the globe. You need to stop giving the narcissist chances. You need to stop thinking that just because they are trying to blame you or play the victim card or guilt you into buying them a Christmas gift or saying, why aren't you driving the 800 miles to come visit for Thanksgiving again? Or why aren't you loaning me money? Or why aren't you buying me what I want, that expensive car? Whatever it is. And it's not always about money. But remember, the narcissist loves money. And what do they love more than money? They love your money more than money. But when you stop giving these people chances, you realize that you're conserving yourself, you're saving yourself, and that no one's going to save you. You're going to have to do it just like I did. And the stronger you get, the weaker they get. The weaker they get, the clearer your mind gets. The clearer your mind gets, the more you realize that when you stopped giving them chances and finally went no contact, that was a great day. It was the day your life turned around. It's the day that you began to put all that energy that was going into a bottomless pit back within yourself. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye.